Hi, I'm Tony. Welcome to Cityraillink Tunnel Vision newsletter. My role on the project is commissioning manager for the control systems, and more specifically, I have in charge the technical management of the system integration facility. The system integration facility is a test platform that the project is putting together to pre-test the control systems. The control system on the project are providing 2 or 3 key principles. The first one is to provide to the operators in the control rooms, the one that will operate the stations and the train, the right information about the status, giving them ability to control some of the systems, evacuating, communicating with passengers, managing stations. The other portion of that is actually to provide the end users key information. Could be wayfindings, timetables. We have some system which is there to help impaired persons to hear better, etc. That is more passenger-oriented functions. And the last one is more for maintenance and I would say generally keeping the facility, where some of these systems are really dedicated to monitor the infrastructure and providing the maintenance people access to adjusting settings, lightings, ventilations, temperatures, and etc. We do have to integrate CRL into the current Auckland Transport Railway network, and that's actually one of the main challenges of the project. These are the first underground stations. Underground stations are managed differently, especially from a passenger security perspective. Evacuations, fire management, smoke control, all of that is a very different approach. By the time the project comes to an end, there will be a handover of operation principles. That will be again another challenge. All of the migration of these new facilities into the existing systems will be the last challenge of the project, and we anticipate for that.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou, Simon Maungwhau. I'm Interface Design Manager for the CityRaillink project. At CityRaillink, we're not only creating New Zealand's largest infrastructure project, we're also creating a social and cultural legacy which will last long after we're gone. From water trickling over precast basalt walls at Maungwhau to the beautiful spiral shapes of the Piu Snail at Karingahape, you'll be able to feel and hear and see the elements of Tamaki Makaurau's cultural past manifest in our station buildings. So the key design kōrero for our station buildings is a creation story, which has been gifted to us by mana whenua. Legend has it that Skyfather Ranginui was in a lasting embrace with Papa Tumunuku, Earth Mother, and Tainei Mahuta, their son, pushed them apart to create light and thus life. 4 separate design elements are the key aspects of delivering the creation story in our stations. The first one is Ranginui Skyfather, which is the sky facade, which is around the top of the stations. The second important one is the Papa Tumunuku, Earth Mother, which is down at the base of the stations themselves. Then there's the aspect of Tainei Mahuta pushing them apart, which is either seen as the canopy around the station or in some of the structure that we have that holds the station apart. And the fourth element is this particular one about each deity, atua, in each station, which is manifest in the thresholds as you enter the station.
Kia ora, my name's Tessa Harris. I am the mana whenua representative artist for the Maungwhau station, and I've been put there through my iwi Ngāi Taiki Tamaki. The main inspiration behind the design at Maungwhau station is the story of Mata'oho and the volcanic past of Tamaki Makaurau. Mata'oho being the deity of the volcanic activity around Tamaki. Another key component to the design was the basalt and the geological context of the ground below Maungwhau, the way that the fresh water flows between the crevices and fractures of the basalt, and also representing the atua of freshwater parawhenua mea.
Kia ora, I'm Gillian Hatch. I'm the project architect for Maungwhau Station. When people first walk into the station, they'll see a precast concrete wall with basalt triangle inserts. And each of those red glass triangles, which were made by Sophia Afanel, represent the 53 Maungwhau of the Auckland area. The concourse flooring, we're using terrazzo that uses basalt that's been reclaimed from the site, but the basalt itself in the wall is from the mountain.
So the stone that we're using, or basalt, just like any other stone, has a mauri or an energy to it. So it's fitting that that taonga comes back to the station, and it's also fitting that it's enhanced. It's come back in a better state, in a more beautiful state. So the water wall also is representative of the tears of Ranginui after being separated from Papa. These tears can also be seen on the sky element, representing the tears by the blue triangles.
On the exterior of the station, the earth element wraps around the base of the station, and this is unlike the other two stations. This is the basalt element, which represents the basalt of Maungwhau. Just above you as you enter the station, at the station entrance, there's a bronze threshold element. So people walk under that element in order to get into the station, and that's what they're greeted by. The bronze threshold element is made up of a series of triangles, and as part of those triangles there's small perforated triangles that will be lit from above. So particularly at night time, the threshold element will glow. So on the threshold element, the words written underneath it as you come into the station are Te Ipu Matahu, to welcome people as they enter into the station. Above the concourse of the station there's a large skylight, which will mean that throughout the day the station is lit by natural light, and you'll be able to see the sun tracking across the sky. And in some ways this is representative of the fourth element.
So the play on light on the exterior, if you're kind of approaching the building from the right, you'll see a pattern which will be completely different from the pattern that you see from the left. The shingles kind of capture the light in a different way, and you can almost see the reverse of the pattern when you're entering from the other side. The facade will be backlit, and it'll almost be a beacon in the dark.
So the key challenge of this mahi was integrating the narratives of Maungwhau and then also the creation story with the functional elements of the station and its precinct. So an example of this is the ventilation building, where the ventilation building functions to house the tunnel ventilation system for the tunnels. So it essentially allows the tunnels to breathe. Mana whenua artist, Graham Tiffany, took this sort of function and then used it as a narrative for the design of this building. So it's about breath, it's about life. And that's represented on the outside of the ventilation building. And this sort of narrative for the precinct is also represented across the bridges in the area, which tie back to sort of the central idea of the station.
Hi, my name is Jenny Zhang, and I'm one of the project engineers on NAL, the North Auckland line, and I look after the new NAL platform as well as the western grade separation. I've been on the job since 5th of August 2019, so I'm probably the third engineer on site at Mount Eden. So I've been here for 3 years now, and I've been here since the demolition, portal construction, the beginning of the TBM, and now almost handing over the platform and also the bridges that we have going on. What I love about the job is the complexity. It's one of a kind. You don't get this sort of job anywhere else. We've got steel bridges, concrete bridges, precast, we've got rail. I'm learning so much about rail. It just has a variety of skills that I'm learning. Big highlight for me is handing over what we call MC10, which is one of the rail tracks. Last year, Christmas block of line, so after Christmas block of line we handed that over, and now the trains are running on top of our new bridge that we've built, and we're digging underneath, so that's all very exciting. So we have the train running next to us and also above our construction. And also I love the team that we have here. Everyone works so well together. We have a lot of people from overseas with different kinds of experience, which for a young engineer like myself, I'm just absorbing all the experiences and skills.